why I started hollering wow, because I was like, that's like they don't even have the right to have their hands in that stuff. So when you told me that, that's why I just said wow like that, because that's stepping into people's personal life, like permission to have to use the bathroom type stuff. You know what I mean? Right, because that's the reason why I started saying wow like that when you told me that, because it literally it crosses the line into your personal life. Period. You should have been, and even if it did really, that's your personal business. That's I don't even I get it. I get that too. I get conflict of interest. I'm not discounting that altogether. But again, you point out that it really don't matter what company it is. I don't discount conflict of interest, but that's. I bet you they did mean it. I bet you they did mean it, and I bet you they glad the country is such that they can implement it now, because they've been meaning to do it, but they didn't have the freedom to do so. In terms of corporate flexibility. But now, since corporates can really do what they want to with no consequence, they've just been doing it. When you even said that was like you're not getting that. What are you gonna do? Fire me? Let's just go ahead and get that out the way. What's good? My mom won't either. Just like I said, as soon as you said that, I could just see. The next question is okay. Well, let's figure out what's gonna be the consequences. Because really, if I should find myself in a position to do so, even if you tell me that, well, it don't matter. It don't matter. The bottom line is it's not happening. It's not happening. That's the bottom line. So what's up? Let's just get it out there. Put it out there so I can, like you said, so I can dust off my resume and do what needs to be done to keep a roof over my head, because we're not finna play. And this is the wrong time of era in the country. But just like I said, they now, under the current regime, and I'm gonna keep calling that, under the current regime, they have the freedom to do what they've always wanted to do. You know what? You can not all me all you want to. When you put the blanket over them hoes, it's the same thing, ultimately. But I know we can't just throw it out there like that, because we gotta eat. We gotta feed our families. And sometimes you gotta talk about that all the time. I was like, I could talk shit about everybody I want to that sold out. You know what I mean? But everybody got a price. I'm talking a lot of noise, and it's important because it's bigger than us individually. But the reality is, let them meet my sellout price, because I'm gonna go. But in the meantime, until my morals are such that I can't afford to keep standing for what I stand for, then nope. They're gonna get us all, you know what I'm saying? But they gonna have to tackle me, take me down hard. I'm gonna fight all the way. You're not finna just walk up in my... When I tell you, we had some cable issues, which, I done got so far gone. I'm trying not to be totally crazy, but I done got so far gone to where I was like, it sure is interesting that we having cable and connection issues right now, after I put, little doodads over all the cameras on my house. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I was like, okay, well, let's see. I was like, well, it could be the TV is fairly new. Maybe there's some kind of link up we didn't get right or whatever. So we called them and told them we had cable issues. And they were like, okay, well, we'll send someone out. And we were like, okay, you can send someone out, but we just need you to check the outside line. There's enough about computers to where he can take care of whatever would be wrong on our end. You know what I mean? We just want to make sure, we want to eliminate that it's not the outside line, okay? So they said, okay, well, somebody need to come by. Okay, you come by. They're like, well, we might need to come in. No, you won't. Well, we might need to come in. No, you won't. Okay, well, do we need to schedule or do we don't need to schedule? Okay, we can schedule. And then they changed it to where, because they weren't coming in anyway, so whatever. So then they said, well, we need somebody 18 or older to be at home when we come by. And I'm like, oh, I see what that game is. So now, if that was the case, you would have said that the first time, not we need to come inside. Now, instead of you need to come inside, somebody 18 or older needs to be home. Why? So when you answer the door with a question, you'll find a way to get inside? No. There's no need for that. There's absolutely no need for that. So then after about the third or fourth call, they acknowledged that there was an area problem. Right, with connection, it ain't over yet. An area connection problem, right? Okay, well, if it was an area connection problem, why they didn't tell us that when they had the opportunity to schedule an appointment to come out here to get inside the house? Why they didn't say then, oh yeah, there's an area problem, we're working on it. Oh, okay. So, okay, it's an area problem. Okay, well then let's cancel that appointment altogether, because you need to get the whole area together, and then maybe our problem will probably resolve itself after that. We got that phone. Why the system fixed itself? So I said, okay, maybe it was I'm trying to be not all conspiracy theories out there. I was like, okay, maybe there was an area problem. They fixed the area problem. Why the next day was the people out at the neighbor's house? The cable people. And so I was like, oh, they was having problems too, so it was an area problem. But since they know it's an area problem, because they told us, so since they know it's an area problem, why when they called for a problem, didn't they did they do the same thing? They told them, well, we'll make an appointment to come out there. The only thing is, they not like me. They say, okay, well, let's make the appointment and come out here. You ain't coming to my house. You get in, you got in there. Congratulations. Congratulations. You magically fixed it when you wasn't coming in the house. That's so magical. It's magical. But I don't ever know what to think anymore. It's stuff in the air. I'm seeing people target people's parents to put them on all different kinds of drugs, and then wonder why they grow up and want to shoot up everything. Well, they've been on Ritalin since the tender age of 4, which for being a child. ADD is child can't be still and get down and sit down somewhere. They had it. You know what it's called? It's kid. That's what kids do. They all over the place. They can't focus on one thing. They kids. They all over the place. And some people do have legitimate cases of it, extreme cases. But for the most part, for as many, if you look at the general population and the percentage of kids they got on Adderall and Ritalin and stuff, a lifetime of that, will do something. If you started at 3, when you a teenager, that's a lifetime of being drugged. But it's a new world, and I went through different phases. I went to trying to wake people up and make them see something, to the point, when with wisdom comes, some effort. And you you let people go they pass. You be like, and so now I'm just at the age where I be like, that might hurt your own self if you do that. And they'll be like, yeah, but, and when I start hearing the yeah buts and all the reasons why they should keep going, I'll be like, oh, okay. Let me know how that work out for you. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. And after a certain point, you chose it. What I'm gonna do? And then when somebody suggested something else, they was a hater, or they was trying to pull you down, or it was against, people talk about, people actually get in an audience of people and ask for advice or suggestions or constructive criticism, but nobody wants it. The society that we in, nobody can take it. Because if you actually give it to, I don't care how respectfully you put it out there. Because that's part of my problem. My delivery, it ain't tiptoeing over feelings. But even if someone were to find the what people consider respectful, because I'm not disrespectful, I just don't coddle. Because when you coddle, you turn a bunch of people into a bunch of Kanyes. And so I don't coddle people's feelings, because I really want them to see the other side of that. Because on the other side of you being offended by what I said, if you actually listen to it, then you ain't gonna have to go through the stuff that everybody else said. Well, everybody goes through that. So they accept it. So yeah, everybody does go through it. But guess what? When I was coming up and I was listening to everybody saying, well, everybody go through that. And I was like, well, why? Why does everybody go through it? Can you not go through that? Oh, how to not go through that is just don't pick trash people in your life. Oh, well, then that's what I'm going to do. But people act like it's impossible. Everybody does it. So because everybody does it, that means, but you can turn around in the same breath and say, oh, because all your friends jump off the bridge, you're going to jump too? Well, you basically just said it was okay to jump off the bridge, because you said everybody goes through that. So it's okay. No, it's not okay. I would tell my child, I'd rather you not go through that. And so I'm being what you probably think is harsh right now, because you don't have to. Your mother didn't, because she chose not to. But if she had, she would have learned from it and be telling you this right now again, in hopes that you be one of the few that don't ever go through it. But, again, you can make your choice. You can accept, crazy people be right about that. It is a choice. You can't accept that everyone goes through it, and you'll be one of the statistics. That is how it's gonna work out. And there are things that do happen to most people. It don't happen to everybody. If I can not all the situation, but for the most part, like I could be easily say, oh, not my family. We're not gonna have to deal with no addiction problem. Well, look at us. We have someone we love very much. Whose brakes need to be pumped. So there you have it. We a statistic now. We in that number in the dysfunctional family category. But it's a mess with that job situation. I can't even. Yeah, it's blatantly invasive. It's blatantly invasive. Blatantly. Like, it's blatantly. But I mean, since when? You know what I mean? I have been in the corporate world. I'm not discounting the incompatibility, but that's my point to you. Even to me, and I'm so extreme, to me, even you asking if I have my own business is not your business. So I know what you mean, but I bet you I could, and nobody would know about it. I bet you I could, and nobody would know about it. I'm not saying that they wouldn't ask or want to know, but nobody would know about it. It don't look good on the surface, but like you said, they turn us into that person, and then we the angry black person. But if black women are so angry, then show us all the masked black woman shooters. Where are all the women? Give me a list. Name 2. You know what? Name 1. Name 1 angry black woman that went in and shot up everything because she mad. Because all of us, we angry. So I'm sure that of the list of thousands of people who have shot up joints, go ahead. Let me know 1 of the black women that did. I'll wait. Meanwhile, we gonna continue with our professional relationship that we had before you effed it up by trying to get into my business, my personal business. It's almost like they said, we're going to assess how profitable you are. And if you're more profitable than we think a black woman should be, then we're going to use that to determine if and how much we give you a raise because we think you're doing too well. Because they have the access to do that. If you're being too profitable and you are working in a capacity, I don't care how well you're doing your job better than they ever see anybody do it. But your personal business is bringing in so much money that the reality is that you don't need them. Suddenly you're a threat. Because you could leave at any time and then leave them high and dry, and if they can't replace you, they're screwed. And so they feel like then you're a threat. So my success is really a threat to you, girl. Look, when I work at time in corporate, I was watching everybody try to get cars to be like the CEO. You know what I mean? And people were even like me, like telling me at the time, you ought to get this Mercedes. Or even before, let's go back before then. Let's go back to cell phones when you was big shot because you had a cell phone, and everybody was like, oh, you should get one. You should get one. No, you know what? I'm gonna stick to a pager because I live within my means. The truth is, I could afford it. They knew I could afford it because they know what position I held. But I'm going to stick to within my means where I'm comfortable. Y'all can go out and try to get the and then on the next level, the cars that everybody got. Everybody got a new car when the CEO got a new car. Then they start suggesting new cars to me. I'm quick to tell them I can't afford that. They're like, oh yes you can. I was like, I can't afford that the way and live, you know. And so, and what they do, they end up getting used ones that was lemons that stayed in the shop longer. And because they're foreign cars, their parts cost $1 trillion, okay, that they also couldn't afford. While y'all trying to keep up with this millionaire CEO who leases a new joint every 6 months, like, you can't do it. Like, you can't do that, but like he do it. I can't do it. I'm not going to, but I'm going to watch y'all go ahead and try to keep up. Number one, what y'all don't realize is at some point, he gonna look at everybody else and be thinking, why all my managers buying these new cars? Maybe I'm paying them too much. They don't mean it all the time, you know, it ain't malicious. They just feel like, oh, well, if they could do as good as I'm doing, then maybe I'm a little too generous. It's gonna start taking people longer to get raises and promotions or compensated for what extra stuff they do. The bonus is gonna be cut because the boss is gonna feel like, wow, they doing good. They're gonna stop matching your vested amounts in the 401k. They're gonna start cutting, increasing your the health insurance fees if they, if they pay the health insurance. They're gonna stop doing that and tell you it's a portion you gotta pay. Your copay is gonna go up if you got one. It's just all it's levels, girl. It's levels. Levels on levels on levels. And the older I get and the more I know, I look at all the distractions that we get in a, public eye or media or whatever. It's just stuff after stuff that people could have seen coming a mile away. But anyway, what do you think? Do you think that I would benefit from renting a car? Because I don't want y'all to have to, I don't want y'all to feel like that y'all are my Uber. Like, it might not be comfortable for you to go, when we go to help. She won't be, when do I lie to you? She won't be. Right. Well, it is. And that's what after school specials were built on. And neither of us ever will, unless we somehow late in life become one. We never will. But that's just what it is with situations like that. And that's why, sometimes I get frustrated in certain situations where people go to get so-called help, but then they go to people. There's some truth in it with addiction. But, when it comes to life lessons and advice and stuff like that, I get kind of aggravated with people going to people like, because Oprah said she's a good person to go to. Everybody's been going to Iyanla Vanzant for relationship. Relationship advice. Come to find out, she's been in a horrible, what she call a loveless relationship for 14 years. But how many years you've been guiding these other people on how to live a happy life? And so it didn't surprise me, but my point is, it's situations like that. Now, addiction is different, because your body, you have even in terms of your physical health, have been through different things than people who aren't addicted have. You know what I mean? So I don't understand that, but all I can do is the best I can do, and I really want to assure her that she doesn't have to go through this alone. I would hate for that to be the choice, and we'll talk to her when we get there, but she gonna feel attacked either way it goes. Because that's a part of the process. Again, when you're an addict and then people you love are telling you, about the situation, you're gonna feel attacked, and that's gonna have to happen. It ain't gonna be. She could have told that. She could have said that's common sense. She could have told that to somebody before she became an addict. She could have told somebody, don't, it's gonna take you down a road But now she knew she had it, but I don't think that we think when we're young, we don't think about it being us. I mean, coming, showing up in us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder, like, what was her first drink like? Is it because if it is the gene, then like how did that gene activate? You know what I mean? Was it of the first drink? Because it seemed like it had to happen right after her first drink. Because as far as we know, she didn't even like alcohol. Next thing you know, she's a stage 4 alcoholic. Right? She went from I don't like the taste of alcohol to vodka and water. But like when I could have even dealt with the phase where, well, I like to drink, but it wasn't even a phase. It was like overnight. Right? I know, and that's actually the trick with addicts because they have to take that. I mean, it's like with a lot of things that it seemed like you should be able to admit people, but I understand why you can't because some men used to a long time ago, before women had rights, there were some men who get sick of their wife and then admit them to the psych ward and say they're crazy and they would take them against their will, drug them, and that's the rest of their life. So I get that, but it's some things like, for instance, dad's dementia or Alzheimer's, whatever. That's one of those things. It shouldn't have to come to him having a spell right at the damn thing for you to do anything. And with addiction, it's the same thing. Like, if you've ever been, the thing is, I think she's never even been seen for it. Like, even last time, she didn't tell me nothing about no 12 steps or nothing. So when I asked her, we only had one conversation where I heard her acknowledge that would have a problem, that she had a problem, but we kind of glazed over it so smoothly that there was no real addressing of the, like, I have no clear recollection of her saying I have a problem and I need help. And so that's what needs to be not just needs to be said or just needs to be heard. That's what needs to be expressed and meant. So that has to come to her before she can really, really, really get help. But I pray to God that she really make that decision and don't have no much further bottom to hit, because I would hate to see her endure a life of what feels like you're alone, because I know lived a piece of that life if she's not doing so right now. And I contrary to what it looks like, I do have compassion for that, and I don't think anybody should have to endure that. And I guess that's why I get frustrated by the actions, because I want them to understand that their actions is what put them in a position to feel so alone. Stop doing, in case, stop, screwing over people, or, in this case, stop. I don't want to say stop, if you be whoever you are, but this person that you become as an alcoholic is not that we know. If that's who you want to be, okay, but I just don't see that, because you clearly have love for us, you know what I mean? And we have love for you, or we wouldn't be, what feels like attacking you right now. But it's not attacking you. It's because we love you and we don't want you to have to endure. And maybe that is your path. Maybe she'll have to, her path, maybe she'll have to have a couple of years of feeling alone and alienated. I don't know. But I hope that that's not the path she chooses. I hope she just go ahead and suck it up and be like, I got to get this together. And she needs to be reminded that she's still young, It's not like this don't have to be a pitiful case about somebody who, is an alcoholic and now they 50, they done alienated everybody and all, sitting on the corner, let them tell they other buddies that they misery with, their whole family abandoned them. Nope. Didn't have to go that way. And there are levels, again, and there's a whole nother element of her feeling like, and I think since was born, her feeling like, now all the attention goes to, she's a baby, now all attention goes to her child. And so she didn't feel, not that she's a bad mother, but I guess it amounts to being a bad mother, but she don't feel like she should have to sacrifice her limelight to take care of these other people, humans, you know what I mean? But like you said, even though she's a grown woman, she's still a baby, and she's always been the baby. Right. And so now with her having a baby's having baby, you know what I'm saying? Now all the attention goes to the child. And now every time, if you think about you being the baby that gets all the attention, and now you have a child, and even on something like Mother's Day, your Mother's Day don't be for mothers no more. It be, the kid, and even the mother be making sure the kids are okay, or they don't feel like they know that, or they let their kids know that your gift was the best gift I ever got in my life. That's still about taking care of the child's feelings. And I was going to say, you've always been an independent spirit. We both have been very different ways. Like, I'm more of a wanderer, kind of awakening, kind of independent spirit. And don't take no shit, kind of, well, we both that. And I don't tolerate ignorance. Like, you got a bigger patience for ignorance than I do before you'll cut it off. I got a good 3-5 seconds in me before I'm like, nope. My sister got you for a few more minutes. Then after that, you're going to have to go to one of my other sisters that's going to deal with that, to put up with that mess for a lot longer than what I'm going to do, because I ain't got but 3 to 5 seconds for you. Once I see it, it's like you cut off. And everybody got their struggles, but like I said, me and you, we're independent spirits. But as somebody who was born, if you know, if just think, I can't fathom it because I'm such an independent spirit. But just think if you was the baby, true. But whatever your path is as the baby, even as a pleaser, even if it's a follower, you still are accustomed to the attention. So maybe you're pleasing and following, so you can still maintain some level of attention. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. But I'm just saying the experience of being the baby of the family is different for everyone, but it's still different from people at other stages of siblinghood or whatever. And I'm just saying that maybe when the baby has a baby, especially if it was a thirsty baby that was always doing, trying to please or what have you, however you describe it, whether it was trying to please or just wanted the attention or one or the other. It might not have been both. Because I just think that when certain stuff don't become about you, well, nothing don't be about you, no, well, it should be, and everybody think that's selfish, and what that actually is that's being a good mother, because like you said yourself, and that's exactly what I've told other people, you take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. But a lot of people call themselves mothers, and they extend themselves so much that it can show up in the form of resentment. It's not that you don't like your child, but you resent that she get the attention now, You resent that she's enjoying her youth and she haven't gotten pregnant yet. You know what I mean? You resent that she might be finna be graduating. And it's easy to take, because she really does have faults, because she's a teenager, so she ain't shit as a teenager, because teenagers ain't shit. You could take all those bad things and use that to capitalize on what makes her her. But number two, that don't have nothing to do with the opportunity she has now to build on what her life can be. And it can be great. And even so, whatever part is not great, you gotta take responsibility for the part that you played as a drunk as her mother, to where she had those limitations those hurdles to jump over. Oh man, she be excited and she want to talk to me, but then when she actually talk to me, she got to deal with the fact that I'm saying the same thing other people would say that she don't want to hear. So there's that. It's just easy. I guess it's easy to hope this would have something different to say, but I don't. It's the same thing everybody telling you. It's the right thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be fair as I do it too, because like I said, she's a young adult now, and ain't no mom seems to feel like she got the mind of a 12-year-old, and she might, but this world ain't gonna see her as 12, so I can't deal with her like that. Oh, exactly, and that's all I'm saying. I'm saying that even if she was still a virgin and she had the mind of a 12-year-old, she is about to graduate. She finna be out in the world, so ain't no dealing with you like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. You grown whether you ready to be or not. That's what I'm saying. And don't complicate it with babies, But at the same time, you know what I mean? You can say that she's still juvenile all you want to, but when she get a job and she go to work every day, she got responsibilities. If she call herself about to get a car, she got responsibilities, She got a scholarship. She did get a scholarship. I know what signing day is. I just thought signing day was people that been scouted and got a scholarship, but I never heard anything about her being good enough to have been specifically seeked out by a college. Well, you know what? Well, let me know how Friday go, because this sounds like one of them stories where I'm like, where I be. You know what? I'm gonna let you go to this thing Friday, and I will say I told you so after I talk to you here. Matter of fact, let me take a guess right now that whatever scholarship we talking about, I bet you whatever it is don't be more than 5, whatever it's supposed to be, and I don't believe it's, and I don't believe it's no athletic scholarship give you just $5,000 to go and play sport, because then you automatically on the team. You've been scouted by that actual sport of that actual college. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with you and say I could be wrong, but you let me know how that go. But I know what signing day is. But to me, ain't no signing day for people that didn't get scouted or drafted and get an specific athletic scholarship. So you let me know, because I don't believe none of this is all it is. That's the bottom line. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Well, I hope for the best, because I don't see it and I don't know what's going on. But I don't even much believe she have registered or applied for no school. So. Oh, don't be putting that on my work. I ain't gave birth to not one child. Not one child have I given birth to. But I'm just listening to all this, and I'm just like, ooh, even you believe half of that story. And I ain't gonna try to convince you, because I'm way over here what I sound like. But after Friday, I'm not even gonna say I told you so. I just want to hear. I want to hear how it went. I obviously don't know if it's gonna be a signing day and she finna get a college scholarship Friday. I have no, with a full ride almost because athletic scholarship cover a lot. So I'll be excited. I want it, but even if she is good, all these questions with her barely about to graduate, who barely graduates and was even able to be on all the sports teams. So I'm like I said, I just don't believe it, and I have every reason not to believe it, and everything else that I have not believed that they have told me has been a lie. So I have some other theories about that, but it might or might not be weird. I'm way over. I ain't in no position.
I hope your theories are. I hope they're not right, because my mind is going crazy.
Me too.
Whenever I even think about it. So.
I just really want her to realize that she have an opportunity to take a path that is really beneficial to herself, and I hope she don't just allow herself to fall into statistics, because she's right. She's at the fork right now in the road, and she got a choice. But once she make that choice, depending on how deep she go down that path, it might be a one-way trip. So I don't know. Who knows? God, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But all I can do is, at least I know I will have said something at some point, at a point where there was time to make adjustments. So that's all I can do, because I got my own issues. But as a grown ass person, I gotta deal with that my own self. Cause just like I point my finger at everybody else, I do get myself in a position where I need to step up and be productive for my own self. But I tell you what, morally speaking, it's beyond me why people choose to endure certain stuff that they don't have to. And that's the thing. When you see that you don't have to, why, Sway? Why?
Yeah. Your family, girl.
I know. Right back at yours.
We love to with them.
I don't know, girl. Love them till we can't love them no more. That's all.
Oh, you said your mama. That's what she always said. Love.
Yeah, but she gotta love them because you love them. I gotta love them because what else you gonna do? It all ends up at love them though, because what else you gonna do? Before it was easy to say, well, it could be worse, but now you're like, it could be worse, but it could be better.
Right.
It could be better. I have double reasons why, not that this is a real thing until it actually happens, because I ain't holding my breath, but I would want her to stay nearby so that she could help mom, but at the same time, because I don't know her well as a young woman, I don't know if she would be indeed helping mom out, or if mom would actually be having to take care of another person. So, I want the thing, just like she wants what's best for her mom, I want what's best for my mom. And I don't want her to causing no confusion. And I don't know what kind of friends that you got that you can't have them come by and meet mom and them before you go wherever you're going or whatever.
Exactly.
So, and that infuriates me. Outside of that infuriates me as, you fucking with my mama now. So,
right.
and she opened her home up to you. Not that she shouldn't, because she's your girl, but she's my mother still. Just like you don't want people feeling like they're attacking your mother even when she's drunk and she wrong.
Right.
I don't want you putting my mom in no awkward position that could affect her health and her life. You know what I mean? So that's my mama. But that's my mama. So
right, my mama first. How about that?
Yeah, how about it? Just like your mama first, my mama first. And actually, my mama over your mama, because guess what? You living with my mama because of your mama. So,
right.
Bye-bye.
Right.
Don't tell me about being protective about my mama then. Yeah, I don't appreciate that, because I know mama don't expect much of her. She really ain't expecting her to help clean around the house, and I think and that makes them welcome everywhere. What I look like, if I were to come into millions of dollars tomorrow, what I look like even opening my doors to invite her to come to stay with me, and I know how you been doing my mama, who can't afford.
Right.
No. And unfortunately, like the world, I have to see you as grown at that point, because you was grown enough to disrespect her, opening her. She went and had meetings that your mama wouldn't have, so that you could still graduate with your class. And low key, even though she don't sound like it, she ain't never said, even uttered the words. Low key, I know my mama, and it sounds to me like my mama finna buy you a car, and I don't like that either, because she don't have the money for that, And she should employ all of the family connections she can, so she don't get screwed over in the process. But my point is, you really taking it right. That's the thing. You said not only is she gonna realize, but you say that like she don't already realize. You giving her credit for being she is as a teenager ignorant to some adult things, but you think she don't know. Look, I'm gonna tell you after the meeting Friday. I know you don't. She is hard-headed, but I think that she thinks it's just gonna happen. Something's just gonna come through.
And it won't.
It won't. And that's it won't. And that's when it's gonna get trill for her. That's when it's gonna get trill for her. And guess what? Technically, your alcoholic mama is not responsible for taking you in. She don't have to take you in no more. You 18. You know what I mean?
I just hope she don't try to fall in love with the first Negro that come along and say, okay, you can come live with me.
I suspect that's an option. I suspect that's gonna be an option. What's her boyfriend name? They still calling each other husbands and wives though. I'm sure, which is funny. Not but so much because part of getting older, the stress, it really does affect you physically, and I don't have the stamina to put that on my spirit, my physical spirit. You know, I gotta stay as functional as possible. You don't know what Trump finna put down on this country. I need to be ready to break out into a run and at least keep it up for a little while. I need to be able to run to the fields for safety or something. You must have caught it from me. It must have been contagious through the phone because after I made that juice, I sure didn't feel like doing nothing because I had it in my mind I was gonna make some salmon croquettes and some cornbread, girl, and I was gonna make the last of my callaloo greens I have. Didn't work out. I got the juice made though, and that makes me feel better when I feel dehydrated and depleted of nutrients. I be feeling that instantly. I did something to be great, be healthy for a minute anyway. And still gonna probably try to squeeze in exercise. I hope not, cause we've been getting to bed late in the name of exercise, which is it's catch-22. You miss your exercise or you get your rest. You know, but at least we've been consistent. It's a struggle. No, we ain't. I'm 20 now. I was gonna say I'm probably 30 pounds heavier than when you last saw me. But I
don't believe it.
Yeah, I know you don't.
You always doing this healthy stuff. I don't believe it.
Girl, but when in between your healthy stuff, you ain't shit and you be cramming down candy and mess and pizza and mess that you ain't got no business doing.
That sounds good.
I can't say it. Girl, cause I do the right thing. I pat myself on the back and take credit for it. But just like people, oh, what do you do? Oh, this is what I do. I was like, but check it. This the part you don't do, cause ain't no sense in me lying. I was like, people like, oh, hey, your cheat day. No, heifer. I went in on that day. I didn't just cheat. I didn't just cheat. I did some things. You hear me? I made it happen. I made up for lost time, and that's some stuff you ain't never supposed to do. But I'm like, if I'm gonna be accountable and keep it real, that's what happened. You should never do it. I don't suggest it. I don't intend to do it again. But we all know at some point, I can talk about all the addictions everybody else is on, the opioids and all that, hopped up on the prescriptions and all that. But they got me on the sugar. You know what I mean? It's a lifetime of conditioning, and I'm gone. I'm out there.
Right.
I'm out there. So, I can be good for a really long time. But when it's done, when I decide that my willpower is a bust, it's over.
It's a wrap.
Don't give me no whole Sara Lee pound cake. I hope we don't never find out she racist. I don't need to.
You like it like that?
I don't need to know it. But I do it for the cause. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say right here, on record, that I hope we don't find out. But that's the reality. That's what most everybody is. What you gonna boycott everything? What you gonna boycott everything? No, you can't boycott everything because they own everything. That's the beauty of oppression. That's the beauty of running it, is that you can implement all these laws that get to exercise that racism. Why we acting surprised? Everybody act surprised, like we didn't know that this is what country we was in. Yeah, okay. I mean, hey, my parents raised me on that one love mess too, so. I was asleep for a long time, but the reality is, when you wake up, what you gonna do? Nothing.
Right.
So just go along, play the game, survive, try to infuse as much love as you can into this hole. As long as you're here, know that you are made in God's image. You are God, and therefore have the ability to make constructive change in your own life.
Right.
And that which you have no control, do your best. Try to stick your positive finger into whatever that is. If it's rejected, pull that hoe out and keep it pushing and live your life as greatly as you possibly can. Try to influence somebody positively. Didn't work out. It's cool. It contrary to Christian belief, you don't have to convert everybody you encounter. It's not mandatory. Do your role, say your piece. Hope it speaks to them. If it don't, move on. Otherwise, you're doing the exact same thing other mugs do. I ain't trying to change them. I want to inspire somebody to change their own mind, but I ain't trying to change nobody's mind. Everybody out here like, oh, this new Kanye. I miss the old Kanye. What new Kanye? That's the same dude from decades ago. The exact same, well within character. person. Like, what is you talking about? Why are we acting like this is amazing? You know, why we act like R. Kelly slept with his first little girl last year? We acting like this is all like some brand spanking fresh headlines. No, ma'am. This is the society we've been living in for a long. And all the people y'all mad at, them the same that's mad at them the same people that been buying all their music and supporting them, bumping them, and talking about what genius and how talented. Cause all that talent was more important than their moral integrity. What changed? That's what I be wanting to know. People say, "Oh, did you hear so?" Yeah, I heard. I heard it 20 years ago. What changed? What changed? Because 20 years ago when I heard it is when I stopped being willing to dance off of R. Kelly. And they love him at the Stepper Sets now in Chicago. Chicago loved them some R. Kelly. But back in the late 90s, I would turn down anybody that asked me to dance off that song. No, thank you. And I don't mind if the other people do it. I'm just like, it's just it. Like I said, everybody got a sellout point. A price. He can't meet mine, so I wasn't gonna dance off his music. Girl, I went on an audition. It was supposed to be some big project, right? And they wouldn't tell anybody what it was. Because it was a big star, right? Which I get. I've done that before. So I went to the first line, and then I got called back for the second one. And so I went in and read for the second one. But I started noticing in the second one that we was kind of like, we were basically lip syncing, talking lines to music. And so, and so around the second one, I started getting suspicious. And I was like, huh. And so there were third callbacks. I got called to the third callbacks. At the third callbacks, I realized I was like, this is R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet. And I went ahead and eliminated myself from the final callbacks because I'm like, I'm not going to do this. It ain't even, I got a sellout price. And ain't no sense in me saying if they wasn't paying enough, I would have do it. If they were paying, they weren't paying enough for me to do that for a guy that I know to be a pedophile. So I'm like, and you can say what you want to, and I don't even fault people because I know it's a monkey suit, it's a society, it's a bandwagon society. Don't everybody, and even the people that holler free thinker, they do the same. I always say a lot of people's favorite woke people be snoring the loudest. That's my favorite thing to say now. Cause find me, and that's my thing. I just shut up because the reality is when I go and talk about everybody's favorite woke person, if somebody say to me, okay, well, who would you suggest they go to? I don't have no answer. I don't even have an answer. All said and done, I don't even know who has enough integrity for me to suggest that you go and listen to them. At the end of the day. Because everybody's so far gone. Everybody's so far gone without the common sense. Ain't nothing common about it. So, girl, I just, in my old age, I'm just going to be that chick that just sit back and chill and be like, it's a puddle right there. If you go over there, you're going to step in and get your pant leg dirty.